is so, so important, and the players are playing like it is. We are awaiting the pomp and circumstance of the procession. One of my favorite parts, you just know that it's such an honor to be a part of one of them. These under-17s putting on their national team kit, singing the national anthem. We're about to see it. Of course, USA ranked number 1, Trinidad and Tobago ranked number 13 in Concacaf rankings. The national anthem, which will be played for the U.S., is the Star Spangled Banner. The national motto for the U.S. is "In God We Trust," and the nickname is the Stars and Stripes. For the home side, their anthem is called "Forged from the Love of Liberty." Great title for an anthem. Their national motto, "Together we aspire, together we achieve." And of course, their nickname, they are the Soca Warriors. It just does sound a little bit like soccer, but soca is a music genre that originated on the island of Trinidad and Tobago. So you'll be hearing the nicknames throughout the broadcast. 12 teams are suiting up this week. 3 groups of 4. Groups A, B, and C. This is Group C. And the USA received a bye, so they've had 3 training camps for head coach Katie Shepfer. And this will be a true test for them as Mexico, Canada, and also Haiti received byes. Trinidad and Tobago came in as the second place best finisher in round 1, so thrilled that they get to be here in front of their home side, and there are plenty of supporters in the stands. We have seen camera shots, and it's an electric atmosphere here in Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago. Here is your all-female refereeing crew. They also say prayers as well as the players. In the blue, of course, the USA in the white, and Trinidad and Tobago in those bright red tops and black shorts. Concacaf song plays, and we are about to hear both sides' national anthems. I just mentioned what they are, and one of my favorite parts is just watching them and listening to each country's anthem. I'm going to be silent to honor each team. Catch you on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the United States, to be followed by the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
gets me every time. The national anthems, such pride and such history. And a moment that these players will never forget. One of the most important parts to me here is the handshake, the sportsmanship of the spirit and the letter of the law of the game will be abided by. These four wonderful officiating crew will keep these players safe on the pitch as they shake hands with the players and the players with each other. Let's go ahead and take a look at Katie Shepfer's starting lineup for the United States. In goal, Evan Osteen, the 17-year-old from Texas, will mind the nets. Keep your eye on, of course, Captain Scotty Antonucci, the 17-year-old from California. And from the great state of Maryland, number 9, Nyanya Torre will be running up top. Of course, starting 11 photos, who can forget those? That exact flag will be exchanged in a moment. Captains will meet with the officials and exchange flags. Sport unifies. One of my favorite parts about it, as you can see, the exchange of the flag. Let's meet our officials. Naressa Goldson from Jamaica, Suel Shepard from Suriname, Denisha Isaacs from Guyana, and Delia Bradley from Guatemala. Coin toss, of course. Earlier today, I mentioned it was Honduras and El Salvador, a 1-1 tie. They'll share points. Costa Rica took down Haiti 8-0 in Group A, and it looks like Mexico will finish off Bermuda 4-0. Let's look at Ivana Russell's starting lineup for Trinidad and Tobago. In goal, Zaira Amy, number 17. Keep your eye on number 10, a flash of lightning, Oriel Martin, the 16-year-old, will run up top. And your captain, number 15, Kanika Rodriguez. Of course, certainly hope to call out every single name on this roster. This is their time. The under-17s, as we get a good look at number 7, Rashida Archer, just 16 years of age. Of course, the U.S. has won this championship 6 times. Of course, the Concacaf championship, I should say. 4 times they've won it back-to-back. Canada and Mexico has also lifted the trophy, so the North Americas have really dominated in this age group. But we talk about what's on paper, the rankings, doesn't matter. What happens here when the whistle blows is all that matters. Anything can happen on any given game day, as we all know. It's gonna be a good test for the United States. Good crowd on hand for the home side. The U.S. will come out in a 4-3-3, and Trinidad and Tobago is playing a 1-4-2-3-1. And we are underway in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, the USA in the all-whites, moving left to right on your dial. Trinidad and Tobago in the rich red jerseys and the black shorts, moving in the opposite direction. Of course, the United States has had 6 World Cup appearances. They are shooting for number 7. Trinidad and Tobago, on the other hand, they made it to the World Cup in its inception in 2010, as we look at head coach for Trinidad and Tobago, Ayanna Russell. They are familiar to the final round with 5 appearances. And they are going to go with the goal kick. No building out of the back. Didn't see that either in the earlier game. El Salvador and Honduras, all goal kicks. And the difference is that when you build out of the back, there's Katie Shepfer, the head coach for the U.S., the Penn State graduate, played for the Boston Breakers, native of Connecticut. The U.S. came in 3rd place last year in the Dominican Republic, where the World Cup was held. It was Korea DPR taking down Spain in penalty kicks. The U.S. secured a 3rd place medal, if you will, by beating England 3-0. Of course, the U.S. very much wants to make that 7th appearance and bring home the title. It's Pearl Cecil. She's anchoring that center back position. Pearl from California, 17 years of age, plays for the San Diego Surf. A whole bunch of California residents on this U.S. roster. Why not? You can play football all year round. Down the right flank is Callie O'Neill. A good give and go there. U.S. is in the box. Service is blocked and cleared by the Soca Warriors. Good clearance there by Caitlin Darwent, the 16-year-old who attends the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Several players on this roster enrolled there. So Neal, she'll go back to the middle of the park. That's where Charlie Syria from the U.S., she'll go all the way over to the left side. That service into the box by Sydney Schmidt is cleared over the sideline. Schmidt from Florida, plays for Jacksonville FC. 4 players on this U.S. roster are currently playing professionally in the NWSL. I mean, we think these are future stars. No, no, no. They are stars right now, playing professionally, getting paid. We've come so far, and I am so happy about that. One more time, changing the point of the attack. Syria out to Schmidt. There's Michaela Johnson, the Michigan native. Michaela plays for the Chicago, formerly Red Stars, now just Stars. It's another service in by the U.S. What a lovely take and a late deflection. I thought that was in the back of the net, my goodness. Trinidad and Tobago playing the defense instead. It'll be the first corner kick of the evening for the U.S. Let's watch this replay here, and just a lovely touch there by Scotty, the captain, Antonucci. But look at the diving save by Caitlin Darwin. Love to see it. All right, outswinger coming by Syria. More of a low driven ball and a header by the center back. You know those defenders love to score. Pearl Cecil with the header right at the goalkeeper, who punches it away. We talk about Big 5 moment goals. Those are 4 of them, first and last 5 of each half, and then set pieces where we almost saw a goal there by Cecil. Many, many goals are scored in Big 5 moments and off of set pieces, which is why you need to not give up set pieces to the best of your ability and turn up your focus in those Big 5 moments. Quick update from Group A. Mexico does indeed add a 5th goal with the last kick of the ball. Mexico 5, Bermuda 0. Bermuda, the other team that got in with Trinidad and Tobago as best second place finishers in round 1. So congratulations to both of them. And particularly happy for the Soca Warriors as they are at home in front of a rowdy home crowd. It's Monday Night Football. It doesn't get any better than that. The real Monday Night Football. All right, the Trinidad and Tobago player is off, currently playing a player down until she's allowed back on the pitch. So the U.S. could take advantage here. Here's Cecil. She'll cut it back. There's a right-footed shot by Jaden Rodriguez. Why not? Rodriguez out of California. play on. That did look like a trip, but no foul is called by Naressa Goldson of Jamaica. There's a closer up look at Michaela Johnson, 17-year-old. There is the header by Cecil. You love to see it. I am always often on players about, it seems like they don't want to use their head. Not their textbook header by Cecil. Doesn't hurt if you attack the ball. And some of the best headers ever to play the game were USA players. Abby Wambach, Michelle Akers, Alexandra Popp of Germany. It is an art form that I fear is going by the wayside. Okay, throw in for the US. Three training camps for the Stars and Stripes. First competition here. Here's O'Neal working the right flank. Loses possession. And Rashida Archer just sort of played that ball right to the US back line. I'm sure there's bundles of nerves on both sides. Here comes the USA down the right flank. That's Maggie Curry, also from California. Curry's in the box, top of the box. El Capitan gives it up to O'Neal, top of the D. There's a right-footed shot, and that over the crossbar from midfielder Charlie Syria. Charlie from Kentucky. She plays for the Ohio Elite Soccer Academy. All these players have club teams. Here's the captain once more with a lovely touch. And cleared out, ball not cleared. Now that shot was blocked and cleared by Trinidad and Tobago, but the US relentless in their attack. Another stifled shot. The US will play it all the way back and enjoy some of the space that resides there. Cecil. Love to see that US winger all the way, stretching it out. There you go. That'll stretch a defense out. Trinidad and Tobago playing it somewhat compact, understandably so. We've seen low blocks many a time, and the attacking team just has to figure out a way through the seams of a low block. Can be frustrating, but it certainly is a tactic employed by many. Syria play that out to the flank once more. And that ball shepherded over the sideline by Natalie Chudowski from Connecticut. Plays for the New York Soccer Club. And the US enjoying those flanks. There's a one-time take, well done. Degree of difficulty is high, you have to applaud it, as the rotational players for the US absolutely are applauding it. Johnson just didn't quite get properly prepared to strike it. FIFA recently announced they'll be holding the Under-17 competition, World Cup annually now. Katie Shepford, flag stays down. There's Johnson working the byline, and a clearance in front of the goal. But the U.S. still in and around the D. There's a left-footed rocket over the crossbar. Nice shot by Jaden Rodriguez, rips it. Good cut back there, looking for teammate Torre. Just sticks out that right foot, and there's that shot by Rodriguez over the crossbar. Katie Shepford said, we're excited that the FIFA World Cup will host it annually. It gives all of her players the opportunity to play at a high level in these tournaments, and can't ask for more than that, a World Cup. This year it will be held in Morocco in Africa for a 3-week tournament in mid-October into November. Last year it was held in the Dominican Republic, the first time a Concacaf nation has hosted a World Cup. And I mentioned North Korea beat Spain in the final on penalty kicks. 4-3, no less. It's as tight as it gets. And the U.S. trying to find O'Neal on that right flank, but a little too much pace on that. Throw in for the Soca Warriors. Takamir Goodridge to take the throw. And the U.S. is on it. Really comfortable playing in the middle of the park is the Stars and Stripes. You can see Soca Warriors not even bothering to come out. They are just going to sit in that low block and try to thwart the U.S.'s attempt to get into goal, and unable to save it. That'll be a corner kick number 2 for the United States. And we talk about set pieces as we look at some of the young faces. All 21 players on Katie Shepford's roster were born in 2008. Fun fact, Syria to take the short corner, back out on that left side, played into the PK spot, ball bouncing around, and cleared by the captain, Kanika Rodriguez. Two other pro players on the bench right now. Kimi Ascanio plays for the San Diego Wave. Riley Kennedy plays for the North Carolina Courage of the NWSL. And Kaylee O'Neal, ball at her feet right now, also plays for the Courage. Ball served into the PK spot, but headed out. So this is day 1 of round 2. The end of the week, 4 teams will punch their ticket to Africa. The Under-17 World Cup. There, another one-time touch by Jaden Rodriguez. Again, applaud the effort to take it on the first touch. And that's how you beat goalkeepers. So 3 nations are hosting this week. Group A hosted in Toluca, Mexico. Group B in Managua, Nicaragua. And of course right here, Group C, 12 teams, 4 teams in each group Oh, there's a lovely leave. U.S. in the box, and there it is! Your first goal by the U.S. today! Except I see the referee's arm in that up position. You know what that means, folks? No goal. No bueno. Offside is the call. And that is a good call indeed. I should have seen that. Toure. Got to hold that run a second longer. And we remain scoreless. 18th minute here in Trinidad and Tobago. O'Neal with a far post service, right on target. On the head. Michaela Johnson, but it is played out beautifully by Trinidad and Tobago. Rashida Archer. Yep, it's not my favorite thing. I usually like to look away during this. For those of us, you know, who have had ACL issues, it's always hard. We've been there. That's Maggie Curry. I'm sending a prayer up right now. And I found myself in that same position on the soccer pitch, and just hurts like get out for the first minute, not watching. For those women's basketball fans, Juju Watkins also tore her ACL in the middle of the NCAA tournament, March Madness. As we see some of the fans for the SoCal Warriors, got their vuvuzelas out. And I am hopeful Maggie Curry is okay. Give me a moment to tell you that in the 8 previous editions of this tournament, the United States has been the most decorated team, having 6 trophies through the years 2008, 12, 16, 18, 22, and 24, being back-to-back champions 4 times. I will say, I will call that decorated is a good word. And I mentioned Canada and Mexico have also lifted the trophy. And oh, by the way, both of them are in this tournament. Canada, USA, Mexico, in fact, in order, in rankings, the US is number 1, Mexico 2, Canada 3, Haiti 4, Costa Rica 5, Puerto Rico 6, El Salvador 7, Jamaica 8, Panama 9, Trinidad and Tobago 10. Bermuda got in. They are ranked 13th. So good to see Maggie Curry walking on her own power. That is a very good sign. There's head coach Ayanna Russell. Love the smiles. Football is supposed to be fun, and the U.S. is going to get a free kick from that position. Charlie Syria coming over along with Jaden Rodriguez while they work on Curry. Hopefully she can come back in. And it'll be the right-footed, low-driven ball to the top of the box, but cleared, and here comes the counter. But unfortunately, you know, they're looking for the 10 jersey, Oriel Martin. We highlighted Oriel at the top, and you can see her. She's playing in that position up top. A little too much relish on that pass. It's a good look at O'Neal. Good to see Maggie Curry up and walking. There were 2 late additions to the U.S. Injuries to players. Katie Shepfer had to call on 2 alternates. They are Audrey McKean and Gracie Milam. Gracie from Missouri and Audrey McKean from Virginia. Some really good help defense, as the U.S. indeed has been thwarted by this low block. And I am told that, unfortunately, Maggie Curry's night is done. The U.S. will have a sub coming in. Some excellent work on the end line by Michaela Johnson. It'll be the third corner kick of the match for the United States. And there it is. We just talked about Audrey McKean, just called up not too long ago, an alternate who is now running onto the pitch. Audrey's from Virginia, plays for Virginia Development Academy. Corner kick number 3, low driven ball, punched out by the goalkeeper, Zaira Amy. She's been busy, but she's been undefeated in between the pipes. And then we'll get a look right there. There's Evan Osteen out of Texas. Plays for the Solar Soccer Club. She may not get many touches, but that, folks, is the job of a goalkeeper. One more time, U.S. in the box, laying it off. There's a left-footed shot. And the U.S. once again thwarted by a disciplined defense. Here comes the captain, Scotty, right-footed service. Headed down and out by Hackamere Goodridge. There's Katie Shepfer, and there some tears being shed by Maggie Curry. Let's all say some prayers for her. You know, they've been, I mentioned, 3 camps, been training all year. And at the end of this week, 4 teams will punch their ticket. U.S., as the #1 ranked team, is likely. And O'Neill sails that. And it'll go over the sideline. So you just feel for a player who's been training so hard, and, you know, but injury happens. It is not who we are. So many times we get so tied to, if I'm not a great athlete, who am I? So much more. Another throw in for the U.S. They've had success down that left side. Michaela Johnson in the 11 jersey working. Good clearance from the so-called Warriors. Back out to O'Neill. The U.S., that's where the space is, out on the flanks. And of course, that old offside call. I always feel like the player passing it should know your teammate is in an offside position, and don't make that pass. Easier said than done, of course. 26th minute, we are scoreless. Hackamere Goodridge blasts it out. And Osteen will play it forward. You just sense that the home side fans are on the edge of their seat, just waiting for a breakaway counterattack. Comes O'Neill once more. Just too heavy on that seam pass, goal kick coming. There's the hometown fans. Love the crowd shots always. It was very impressive for Monday Night Football here in Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago. Population of 1.8 million in Trinidad and Tobago, and guess how many in the US? 340 million people. So a much bigger pool to grab talent, obviously, and it certainly shows in the dominance the US has shown in this age group. In Concacaf, let me say, they did go to the World Cup and came in third, so not around the world, still have to work as hard to bring home that World Cup trophy, and that certainly is the goal. Probably the only advantage the so-called Warriors have had is they've only had to travel 1 mile to the stadium, whereas the U.S. had to travel 2,176 miles to get to Cuba. But they are fresh. Despite the training camps, they are ready. Nothing replaces game competition. It's a better look at Evan. Oftentimes coaches will just send the ball backwards to keep the goalkeeper involved. There's Carter, wrong side, trying to, you see Oriel Martin on this near side. It's exactly what they're trying to do, is find that counterattack outlet. And again, a little too much pace on that from Sidney Schmidt. But again, that's what I think. It's game competition, maybe a little rust for the U.S. They are sharpening their swords right now. O'Neal back to Cecil. U.S. down the left flank. There's some good composure. Here's Archer. Just trying to find Martin. Just get her a touch, Rashida. Can't find Martin, who is certainly a player. Here comes the U.S. in the box already. Down that left flank. There's a turn. And I'll tell you, that is the second diving tackle defensively by Caitlin Darwent. Corner kick number 4. Look at number 2 here. Right here, doesn't give up. She sees the shot's about to be taken and sticks that right foot out there. I mean, those are some really good defensive instincts by Darwin. All right, 4th corner kick. Watch out. Syria, right-footed in-swinger, near post. Once again, punched out by the keeper. Schmidt going over onto this right side. No foul called. The U.S. still working to find that seam against this low block. Trinidad and Tobago. Zara Amy, the goalkeeper, has been terrific so far All good decisions. There's some good composure on the ball. And you can see the offside flag is up, and Martin just absolutely has to do better. They're only going to get so many of those counterattack over-the-top balls. Your only job is to stay onside. Your captain in the 15 jersey, Kanika Rodriguez, she'll give it up to her teammate, Michaela Yearwood. In the 17 jersey will take this free kick. And every one will be so important. And there's Osteen, yep. Evan makes a good call there. Here's Audrey McKean, came on early as a sub for Maggie Curry. McKean just called up. There were a couple injuries too, in fact, to the U.S. roster. And that'll be corner kick number 5. It's all red jerseys in the stands for the so-called Warriors here to support. And the U.S. just prodding, trying to find that way through this low block. That's Deem Sealing coming through with that ball at her feet, but dispossessed. There's Pearl. And Darwin shepherds that over the end line for a goal kick. Yearwood will take it. We see a build out of the back. First time we've seen this. And the advantage is maintaining possession, but it allows the opponent to high press, and many teams just do what the so-called Warriors did there and just boot it on the second touch out of danger. Here's McKean. There's a left-footed shot just over the crossbar. And that captain got a whole lot of that one. Scotty Antonucci plays for Legends FC. So close to getting that on frame. I mean, you really got to get your chest over the ball, your knee over the ball to keep it from rising. There's Darwin. She has been outstanding. A spirit of excellence in Caitlin Darwin tonight. She has thrown her body twice to block shots. 36th minute. Dennis on that far side, doing some good work with the ball at her feet, and just looking to change fields, but the U.S. does a nice job of defending as well. And Antonucci perfectly fine to play the ball back. It's a good ball over the top. U.S. is in the box. There's a shot. Another shot, and just over the bar. Michaela Johnson thwarted a few times, and there she is again. Caitlin Darwent. Whatever it is, she's got it on defense. But I would not give Michaela Johnson too many looks like that. She's already playing in the pros, got her first start in the NWSL recently for the Chicago Stars. And she will make you pay if you keep giving her opportunities that close to the goal. Lovely flick, and there is another blast just over the crossbar. SoCal Warriors wanted an offside call, didn't get it. But that was a lovely back heel pass. And let me tell you, Michaela Johnson is not just knocking, but she is about to bust the door down on that goal. Comes McKean, she'll go byline. Once more, Johnson dancing on the left flank. She'll play it back. It's Pearl. It's the captain. Blocked by Hackamere. O'Neal. Throw in for the U.S. You can practice all you want on trying to beat a low block, but it is not easy. You have to just keep moving the defense through possession. One more time. Doesn't get the call there, but that is a dangerous player, Michaela Johnson. She's going to come to the middle of the pitch for now. Johnson and Torre, a formidable duo up top. There's Michaela. She is cooking with grease. All right, 41st minute. We talked about big five moments. This is the second of four. First and last five of each half. Many, many goals are scored. No science, just facts. There's Oriel Martin. You can see some of her foot skills there, but she is dragged down. They get a free kick out of this. Jaden Rodriguez called for the foul. And you can see a little bit why Oriel Martin is running high up top. And it's these set pieces that the SoCal Warriors are living for right now, as they have clearly not had a possession advantage. They're just waiting for moments like this. The U.S. holding a high line at the 18. Good close-up look Pearl Cecil. All right, Yearwood to take it. I suspect she'll go on goal. No, she won't. She's trying to chip it in. Of course, the U.S. doing a nice job of pulling out of the back, so 2 players from Trinidad and Tobago offside there. Evan Osteen, you don't see this very often, the goalkeeper dribbling it all the way out, knowing the SoCal Warriors are sitting back in a low block. And O'Neal wide left, not the greatest angle. And from that distance, many good goalkeepers will have time to track the time and the flight of the ball. Goodyear, one more. Blast out of the back. "44th minute. USA dominating possession, unable to find their way through this low block, but dominating in every offensive category. 5 corner kicks to none. But credit to Trinidad and Tobago for frustrating the Stars and Stripes. Head coach Ayanna Russell will take a 0-0 into halftime every day of the week. And it's been a really clean first half, except for the injury to Maggie Curry. We will have just 1 minute of extra time as a result. If you're just joining us, Maggie Curry went out in the first, I'll say around the 20-minute mark, holding her right knee, but was able to walk off under her own power. So, good thoughts. There's Oriel Martin, plays for Club Sando FCW. All right. The U.S., your set piece specialists, Syria and Rodriguez. And once again, finding the 5'10", I'm guessing, but looks like the tallest player for the U.S., Pearl Cecil, doing her best Tierna Davidson impression. Davidson plays for Gotham in the NWSL. Quite the header. Scored 2 headers for the U.S. women's national team. And there it is, your 1 additional minute of stoppage time. You can see they just seem a little rusty, just a little bit. The U.S., some with too much pace on their passes and some miscommunications. Audrey McKean down the right flank. Uh-oh, that could be trouble. Oh, Torre wide left, but just want to say they have been trained well. They're looking for that first touch. Credit to Katie Schepfer. Now, while it did miss wide left, you have to praise the first time touch. Sometimes, there it is, your first half whistle. Your score here in Couva, Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. 0, Trinidad and Tobago 0. Look at the smiles from the SoCal Warriors, and I don't blame them. That low block worked as well as they needed it to. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to have your first half highlights. You'll see the multiple shot opportunities by the U.S. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching Concacaf's Women's Under-17 World Cup Qualifiers. welcome back. We are in Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, about ready to start the second half. The USA, ranked #1 in the Concacaf rankings. They've won this tournament 6 times, the most decorated of all countries in Concacaf, and there are 41 of them. The question is, how are we going to break that low block from Trinidad and Tobago? Let's talk about some subs that we have coming in for the U.S. Laura Heeman from the great state of Maryland. And number 14, Ashlyn Anderson, a native of Indiana. Natalie Shadowski will come off the pitch. And also, Nyanya Torre will exit. So some fresh legs for the U.S. They've made 3 subs altogether to none for Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see what head coach Katie Schepfer, Penn State Nittany Lion graduate, has drawn up to try to beat that low block. 23 shots in the first half, unable to connect on any of them. On the other hand, Trinidad and Tobago, no shots. They are not sure going to be much of a threat. They're going to call that foul. Every free kick that Trinidad and Tobago gets, I think that foul is on Ashlyn Anderson, the 17-year-old. So these will be precious for the SoCal Warriors, every opportunity. And it's Michaela Yearwood to take it, the set piece specialist. There's Evan Osteen. All the way to the top of the 6. And she backpedals, but the U.S. is able to clear it. And that ball will eventually go over the sideline, throw in for the U.S. There's the U.S. in the box, lovely touch, but a little too far ahead. The U.S. has been oh so close. And Hakimir Goodridge just plays that right over the sideline, throw in for the U.S. Schmidt plays it out left to Kayla Johnson. Nice move there. But like so many of the U.S. shots, blocked by Trinidad and Tobago. That'll be a throw in for the U.S. Captain Rodriguez also plays at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Back over to Johnson. She'll go ahead and serve it. Deflected. There's Oriel Martin. She's good with the ball at her feet, as you can see. And taken down from behind. By the U.S. Free kick coming up for the SoCal Warriors. Not sure that was intentional. Either way, it was called as it should have been. Great crowd on hand Monday Night Football, as Evan Osteen able to pull that one in easily. She plays for the Solar Soccer Club, a native of Texas. It's O'Neal, familiar face on that right side. It's Rodriguez trying to get through. That defense has proven challenging. Watch out. Johnson gets to her left foot. She's going to pull it back. Good call. That angle wasn't much there for a shot. Schmidt. Back to Lauren Heeman, who just got into the game in the second half. Plays for the Bethesda Soccer Club. Two players from Maryland on this USA roster. And right idea, just wrong execution. Been there. Your mind says one thing and your body does another. Jaden Rodriguez once more. Oh! And that will be a corner kick. I tell you, Rodriguez had a rip and it had pace. First corner kick of the second half, sixth total for the United States. And once more, it'll be Charlie Syria. Taking a little extra couple of inches there. Guess she's just trying to find something level. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. Oh, right on it was Michaela Johnson, but just couldn't get above it to head it down on frame. It goes over the crossbar. It's always challenging when you're in that spot. Your coach will say, if you can't head it down, let it go to the far post runner. But it's sometimes just so tantalizing. You go ahead and make that attempt. But it might have been better left for the far post runner who's running onto it. Pierce. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Pearl Cecil, got those letters mixed up. There's Pearl. Had a really good opportunity in the first half, a header. A really good, solid header, but just right at the keeper. No fear. And Michaela Yearwood to take this goal kick. There's Katie Shepfer at the bottom of your screen. Played professionally for the Boston Breakers. We talked about 4 teams punching their ticket. Well, 7 have already punched their ticket to the Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco this fall. And the offside flag is up. The host country, Morocco, has punched their ticket. China PR, Japan, Korea DPR, who won it last year, and Korea Republic have all qualified from Asia by the Asian Football Confederation. And New Zealand and Samoa have qualified from Oceania. So there you have the 7 teams worldwide who have punched their ticket. 4 will come from Concacaf at the end of this week. The 3 group winners and the best second place finisher. Go to Concacaf.com to find out who's playing when and where. But right now, Trinidad and Tobago would absolutely be pulling off perhaps the biggest tie in history if the results were to hold here. 55th minute, and we are scoreless. The home side using some of that energy from the home crowd under the lights on a Monday night. I know I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Jamie Watson here enjoying all that this tournament has to offer. Hope you are too. Next up, all of this group C will have off tomorrow. And the U.S. will play Honduras on Wednesday at 4 for their next match. Almost a little miscommunication, but Evan Osteen well out of the penalty box area, clearing that ball. And as every minute ticks by without a goal, the Soca Warriors gain momentum. There's Oriel. Oh, and it's the first corner kick. Well done, Oriel Martin. The very first one of the match for Trinidad and Tobago, and keep talking about it. Set pieces is where so many goals are scored. If Trinidad and Tobago were able to convert, this place is going to go crazy. Over to take it is Martin, and she's going to play a right-footed outswinger. There it is. Ball still in the box, but well contested by both teams. Watch out for the counterattack. Here comes Michaela Johnson, and Johnson's in, and unfortunately, showing a little, like I said, a little rust, a little too much pace, a little off the direction. Not sure whether she was shooting it or passing it, but Audrey McKean was asking for it. She was wide open. Certainly will test the patience of Katie Shepfer's squad. The U.S. just has to keep grinding and not get frustrated. I still think the best attack is the flanks, because inevitably you stretch out the defense. And if they don't come out to guard you, then you'll have free services all second half long. All right, the captain is going to throw it in, Rodriguez. Good job, Naressa Goldson from Jamaica calls a foul on the U.S. there. And another precious free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Yearwood. Martin going against Schmidt. Lauren Heeman making the brave pass across the goal mouth. Pearl Cecil. Heyman over to Schmidt. The flag goes up, unfortunately. Ashlyn Anderson just a little off on the timing of that run. Not by much, not by much. And if you've ever been an assistant referee, it really is one of the most challenging calls to make, because your one eye is in one place and your other eye is watching where the ball is served from. So it is what it is. Offside is the call. Comes Johnson in the box. Michaela with the left foot. She'll go ahead and serve it in, and there it is. Oh, on a platter. Unfortunately, unable to connect to finish. That has been the story all night. That was, oh, you just can't ask for much better opportunities than that. Unfortunately deflected right into the arms of the waiting Zaira Amy. It's a good look at the crowd. Look at all those young girls in the stands saying, I'm going to be a pro soccer player one day, or I'm going to be a referee, or I'm going to be a Katie Schepfer. I'm going to coach my national team. Concacaf always so good about representation. I love the all-female crews. And coming in is number 10, Chloe Sadler will relieve the captain. Number 16, Scotty Antonucci. I didn't get a chance to see where that captain's armband went. Oh, there, it went to Jaden Rodriguez. I see it now. '62nd minute, scoreless. Bit of a shock as the #1 ranked United States unable to beat the low block of the home side, Trinidad and Tobago, who comes into this competition ranked number 10 in the Concacaf rankings, the U.S. #1. You know what they say about records and things on paper just don't matter once the whistle is blown. Schmidt trying her wares on the left side. Michaela. Oh, that's a beautiful service. Oh, I mean, there it is, and it's poked in. Number 14, Ashlyn Anderson, AA with the finish. USA 1, Trinidad and Tobago 0, 63rd minute, AA with the answer. Again, it's simply a deflection, but watch this second touch. She doesn't miss that one. So many times tonight, the U.S. has had this type of shot, but Ashlyn Anderson with the answer. USA takes a 1-0 lead. They finally break through the low block. Little counterattack from the SoCal Warriors. They will have their work cut out for them now, the way this game has gone. Right, inevitably, that low block got to come out of that shell. Of course, you don't want to do that because you've been so successful, but 1-0 or 3-0, it just doesn't matter as far as the points go. But if you want a point, SoCal Warriors, you're going to have to come out. This is just the second Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying squad for the U.S. to include professional players. Last year it was Mel Barcenas from the San Diego Wave and Alex Pfeiffer, who plays for the Kansas City Current. And this time around, we've already mentioned the 4 pros on the roster. Kimmy Ascanio, Michaela Johnson, Riley Kennedy, and Callie O'Neill. There's our scoring summary. Finally, we have a score summary to give you. Ashlyn Anderson in the 63rd minute broke the scoreless tie, put the USA up 1-0. Let's see how the SoCal Warriors respond. You know, it's a 90-minute game. If it was a 45-minute game, they'd be splitting points and the SoCal Warriors would be absolutely joyous. But 2 45s, and in the 63rd minute, the U.S. finally broke through. Now let's see if the floodgates open. And there's Oriel Martin, who will come out, and Juliana Meyer steps in for Oriel. And again, we mentioned 3 games in a week, so you know, you just have to manage minutes, and big round of applause for the home crowd. And Meyer looks like bringing some fresh legs and probably maybe a little bit more speed onto the pitch for Trinidad and Tobago. Deem Sealy doing some good dancing. Yep. Thought she was going to get away with that foul, Rashida Archer, but Neressa Goldson has a little chuckle alongside. Couldn't hide that one from her. Free kick for the U.S. coming up. Really has been an enjoyable game to watch from, you know, not too many fouls have been called and really clean play so far. Pearl Cecil down the right flank. Here's Michaela Johnson. Well tackled. Is it a corner kick, or I believe it is? Nope, the offside flag was up. Yes, I thought so. So mark that off. Offside is the call. Love to see the give and goes from the backline players like Cecil. Oftentimes they go untracked, and that's why those runs often work. Evan Osteen, who's currently in goal with the U.S. right now, last year sat out the first match of the Under-17 World Cup, but then played every minute of the next 5 games, as we see head coach Katie Schepfer having some words with her players. Goalkeeper Evan Osteen won the Golden Glove as the tournament's top netminder. So big kudos to Evan at last year's Under-17 Women's World Cup. As we watch the foul here by Schmidt, Al. Taikea Dennis survived that foul. '71st minute. Just 20 plus stoppage time. We haven't seen Kimi Ascanio yet. She's on the bench, but she did play in every single World Cup game last year. 2024 again, it was in the Dominican Republic. Scored the clinching goal against Nigeria in the quarterfinals. She is a baller, Kimi Ascanio, out of Florida. It's a good step there by Jaden Rodriguez, all the way back to Cecil. Here, the Trinidad and Tobago coaching staff trying to get the ball up to Rashida, who plays Martin. Rashida Archer, who has really good speed up top, trying to get the counter to her. Great move by Michaela, and she draws a corner kick, the 7th of the match for the United States, the 2nd of this half. Captain Rodriguez has been busy with Johnson. Michaela, I tell you, she has been en fuego tonight. The only thing she hasn't done is put the ball in the back of the net. But she has been working hard. Oh, the cameraman or woman captured the U.S. cheating on the, just kidding. There's another header. See how they target the tall player, Cecil. For those of you watching at home, the ball can be touching the outer rim of that corner flag area, but you can't place it beyond it. There's a good look at number 8. Taikea Dennis plays for Jules SC. Another back heel pass that didn't work, but Johnson is wide open on that left flank. Midfielder Charlie Sierra plays for Ohio Elite Soccer Academy. She's been busy in the middle of the pitch. She's logged a lot of miles tonight. There's Evan Osteen. Not terribly busy this evening. And that shot sails by Schmidt. And we've got another substitute, number 9, coming in. Mia Lee Chong, the 15-year-old, plays for Orlando City Academy. And Ron Gittens, number 12, the 14-year-old, the youngest player. That played off the pitch. Just 2 substitutes for the SoCal Warriors. And just a reminder, your goal scorer, AA Ashlyn Anderson in the 63rd minute for the U.S. 23 first half shots. I have no idea what the number is going to be in the second. Another corner kick given up. Yeah, Hackamere Goodridge upset with herself for just giving up a set piece there. There's Michaela Johnson, a Michigan native, playing professionally now in Chicago in the NWSL. Oh, what a great header. Throws her arms up in the air. Pearl Cecil has been denied, but what a header Pearl Cecil is. She is been so good tonight. I think they've all been on frame. Let's look at it one more time. It's a thing of beauty. Just her preparation is outstanding. All right, another corner kick. Number 9. Far post this time. That's how you let it go. And deflected. We'll do it again. Number 10. Schmidt taking the shot, deflected by Dennis. All right. This time it'll be Jaden Rodriguez to take it. Plays for the San Diego Surf. She's going far post as well. Guess who? And it's a goal! Johnson finally gets her goal. USA 2. Trinidad and Tobago 0. 78th minute. Michaela Johnson. Not going to say I called that, but I mean, you just cannot give Michaela that many opportunities. She will make you pay. Oh, and by the way, set piece. Beautiful. That is a work of art. That is a Monet right there for Michaela. Side netting. Gorgeous. It's just how Katie Shepford drew it up, I'm sure. Okay, I want you to put your back to the goal. It's going to be headed in, and then one time you're going to put it in the upper 90. Ah, gorgeous. The U.S. is starting to heat up. Number 13 into the game, Rhiannon Mahan from Texas. Also plays for the Solar Soccer Club, as well as Evan Osteen, the goalkeeper. And Callie O'Neill comes off the pitch after a very busy night, making multiple runs up and down the flank. That'll be a throw in for Trinidad and Tobago. There's our goal scorer, 78th minute, Michaela Johnson. Good Lord, I mean, she must have 11 shots on her own, and finally, what a glorious goal that was. Well, I guess it was a foul call. I thought it just was a simple throw-in, but no. Hackamere Goodridge will play it out of the back. Oh, beautiful seam pass to Anderson. She's in, cutting it back, trying to get to her right foot. Defenders everywhere. Johnson. And Johnson called for that foul on number 6. Sharina Steele. Another substitute. Let's call it out. Number 16. That's Madison Campbell. She will enter the match for DM Sealy. That is the 3rd substitute for Trinidad and Tobago. If you recall, these teams will flip-flop in Group C and will play. Honduras will play the USA at 4. Trinidad and Tobago will play El Salvador at 7, and that is on Wednesday. You can find all of the team schedules at Concacaf.com. Click on the Under-17 icon. The 12 teams participating, in case you don't know: Mexico, Haiti, Costa Rica, Bermuda, Canada, Puerto Rico, Panama, Nicaragua, and Group C is right here: the U.S., Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador, and Honduras. And if you're just joining us, they played to a 1-1 draw earlier this afternoon, sharing a point. Earlier today, Mexico victorious 5-0 over Bermuda. Costa Rica punishing Haiti 8-0 in Group A. Thought that was a foul, but play on, says Naressa Goldson from Jamaica. Terrific refereeing crew, both crews doing a great job. 2 really clean games. Haiti was ranked 4th coming into this tournament, but they were beaten by number 5, Costa Rica. So you've got your top 3, Canada, Mexico, USA. Not in that order. Who's going to the next best second place finisher? And one more time over the crossbar for Jaden Rodriguez. You know, not a betting person, just trying to figure out who are those 4 going to be. We're going to have to watch all week, obviously. But the top 4, currently number 4 just got beat by number 5. So you just don't know. Got to tune in. Costa Rica looking very, very good. A throw in for the use, 84th minute. Caitlin Darwent has had such a good game. playing that center back position. Just got a real hunch for knowing when to block shots. Terrific defender as we look at Charlie Syria. There you can see at the bottom of your screen, head coach Ayanna Russell. What a terrific job she's done putting this squad together. This is a really good performance from them. I think a 2-0 result would be a win for Trinidad and Tobago. All right, 5 minutes and whatever stoppage time we have. As we talked about all night long, wide open flanks. The ball served, oh, just past double A. She was looking for the brace, Ashlyn Anderson. Just beyond her foot. Another foul called on the USA. Your score summary, once again, both second half goals, we were scoreless at the end of the first half, 0-0. But then in the 63rd minute, it was Ashlyn Anderson as we watched the foul, once again on Schmidt of the US. And then in the 78th minute, Michaela Johnson also. Put the US up 2-0. And that's where we are right now. Oh, that could be trouble. Here comes the super sub. And that was Juliana Meyer. On that far side, it looked like she had a little bit of room to operate, but the U.S. was able to recover defensively. Mentioned there's a great crowd on hand tonight. 555 showing up here in Couva, Trinidad and Tobago. Monday Night Football at its finest here in Couva. You know it is the main event without a doubt. We all know football is the world's #1 most popular sport. Where else would anybody want to be? The U.S., they're going to have some work to do, obviously. As I mentioned, they play Wednesday against Honduras. Honduras ranked 12th in the Concacaf rankings. Interesting to see if down the road other teams will want to play a low block against the U.S. We shall see. 89th minute. 2 second half goals by the United States. One by Michaela Johnson right here. Love the overlapping run. Syria changing fields. Back out to Schmidt, to Johnson. Oh, what a great move. Guess who? Darwin. On the clearance by Trinidad and Tobago. And a follow-up shot just onto the pitch. Rhiannon Mahan also plays for the Solar Soccer Club, also from Texas. How about it? How about it? There's a banger. The U.S. leads 3-0. In the 10 jersey, smoking it, Chloe Sadler. A 90th minute goal for Sadler. But let me tell you, that was impressive. The Utah native heads up one touch and buries it. Lower left corner. 3 is a charm. No one stopping that goal. Sadler with the strike. And there it is, 4 additional minutes of stoppage time. What I love about that goal from Sadler was she knew her spot on the field. She knew that she had an opportunity for one touch. Trying to strike that on the first touch out there, not a great idea. What poise and composure to actually execute that first touch so that she had the ability to send that second touch, that strike, that bazooka, that blast into the back of the net for the U.S. It's Lauren Heyman. Second half sub. Schmidt trying to force it into Rodriguez. Pearl Cecil plays for the San Diego Surf. Pearl, of course, a California native. Here's Rodriguez. She'll take a shot. Oh, what a save. My goodness. Put it in the Louvre. Zaira Amy. Need to see that again. Another corner kick coming up, the 11th. But that sure looked like it was going in. I love the goal cam, one of my favorites. But Rodriguez put just enough bend on that ball. Big time save by Amy. Oh, off the post. And we'll do it again. Corner kick number 12. We talked about with the floodgates open and sorta. Ashlyn Anderson heads that one up and over the bar. Such a glorious art heading the ball. I certainly have been impressed with Pearl Cecil. Reminds me of Tierna Davidson. Just smart players. And good headers. Under a minute to go in this one. What a fun crowd it's been. Here to support the home side. Who doesn't love a good Vuvuzela? Cecil down the right flank. Familiar call this evening. And Hackamere gives up another corner kick. Number 13, will it be lucky 13? Could it be the last play of this game? 3 different scorers from the U.S. certainly will have to please head coach Katie Shepfer. Anderson, Johnson, and Sadler. And service, guess who? 3 players around Pearl Cecil by now. And there's your final whistle. USA 3, Trinidad and Tobago 0. What a good game it was. 0-0 at half, a low block, an effective low block. But there it is, Anderson, Johnson, and Sadler, 3 second half goals. And the U.S. takes this one 3-0. They will cash in all 3 points. Stay with us. When we come back, we will have full-time match highlights just for you. You're watching Concacaf's Women's Under-17 World Cup Qualifiers.
On behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association and Concacaf, I am very much ready and make it sound. Thank you for your attendance this evening. Have a safe journey home. Good night.
Hey, let's go all the way back to the beginning as we see our all-female refereeing crew come out. The USA in all whites, Trinidad and Tobago in the red tops, the national anthem, the pomp, the circumstance. How cool for these under-17s to experience this awesome CONCACAF qualifier. We mentioned 4 teams at the end of this week will punch their ticket to the World Cup in Africa, and it was all USA. And there's one of those headers I was talking to you about, Pearl Cecil. "23 first half shots by the USA and 0, but good spirit on the bench for the USA. Michaela Johnson, she was busy. Another big save coming up here. Darwin saves it with her foot, stepping in against number 9, Touré, because that looked like it was going in the back of the net. That low block by Trinidad and Tobago was really effective. Unfortunately, it is a 90-minute game, not a 45-minute game, and the U.S. came on like blockbusters in the second half. Good adjustments made by head coach Katie Shepfer, tallying 3 goals as we see some USA fans traveling 2,000 miles to support the Stars and Stripes. There were plenty of opportunities, not too much to worry about. The U.S. certainly just needs to work on finishing. That F word all across the world of football. When you are an attacking unit, got to put the ball in the back of the net. And here comes Johnson. And there is double A. Bang! Ashlyn Anderson gets on the board. 63rd minute, breaks the scoreless tie. And that, folks, is your game winner. Double A with an answer. USA leads 1-0. And the Stars and Stripes have plenty to be happy about. Anderson from Indiana, the only player from Indiana. But there were plenty of opportunities. Schmidt sails that one over the crossbar. One more time. Got to get those on frame. Got to hit so many of those. Get your chest over the ball. Once more, Cecil with the header. Watch this finish, folks. Are you kidding me? Michaela Johnson back to goal. A no-see. Eyes in the back of her head. Side netting. And that, put it in the Louvre. That is gorgeous. And the USA staff, head coach Katie Shepfer, high fives for that goal. Michaela deserves it. I think she had 15 shots tonight, if not more. What a beautiful goal. And how about that banger of a finish? Chloe Sadler comes on late in the second half, and she puts the cherry on top of the cake. USA leads 3-0 in the 90th minute. Sadler, the Utah native, and that is how we ended this one. USA 3, Trinidad and Tobago is 0. Let's take a look at our full-time statistics. Look at those shots, folks. Oh my, 43-1. That's got to make Coach happy, but certainly only 3 going in the back of the net, only 14 on target. I'm sure the USA will get heated up. 80-20 in possession, 13 corners to 1. I'm going to say they dominated every category. Let's take a look at our statistics. Our Group C standings. USA with those 3 points, they will jump to the top of the table. El Salvador and Honduras split, so they each got a point earlier today, and Trinidad and Tobago will look to get some points in their next match on Wednesday. Thank you so much, folks. I have to say thank you to my great producers, Jesus Acosta Vargas and Mr. Ryan Young. Thank you, guys. What a great performance and a great night tonight. Have a good evening. We'll see you on Wednesday night.